Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Here we are for another ACC Live. Very sorry for the technical difficulties. We're here with our good friend Shaykh Abdullah Oduro of Yaqeen Institute, founder of New You, and Imam of ICC Masjid. Let's get the program rocking since we're a little bit late. Shaykh Abdullah, how you doing?
I'm good. How's everything going?
You had me sweating before the actual exercise demonstration, so
I'm already sweating, so we're all good, Shaykh.
All right, so real quick, I know we're going to go over some exercise demos real quick, but just very quick, a summary. The importance of staying fit, especially at a time like this. What advice do you have to the listeners?
It's very important to realize that being fit is not supplemental to our religion. It's an essential part of our religion because the body is, a temple. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, verily we have given nobility to Bani Adam. And this is an amana. Your body is an amana. And in reality, subhanAllah, you find that the scholars, especially in fiqh, they talk about the permissibility of selling body parts. Is it even allowed? And one of the reasoning of why, that they made it impermissible is because they said, ultimately, you don't even own it. So how can you sell something of that which you don't even own? So recognizing that this is an amana, it's something that Allah has given us temporarily in this dunya. And temporarily meaning that we will die, and then everything that we have will turn to ramim, it will turn to dust. We'll go back to the earth. كَمَا بَدَأْنَا أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ كَمَا بَدَأْنَا Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the way that we have brought you in existence, نُعِيدُ, that we will bring you back. وَعْدًا عَلَيْنَا إِنَّا كُنَّا فَاعِلِينَ. That this is a promise upon us that's for you. So verily, we will be the ones that will implement that. So your body is a temple. It is a trust from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's important for you to take care of it. Another point that I want to mention is that, so me personally, with the whole coronavirus situation, what really hit me is when they said that, a sickness, the virus can be dormant for up to 2 weeks and you won't even know. So for a whole week, maybe once a week, you go to the grocery store because you have to. You may have infected, by the will of Allah, some people. When it comes to a sickness, when it comes to, your kidneys, something that we drink soda and sugar and the filtration system of our body, our eyes, these things, we don't realize it until there's a pain. SubhanAllah, when you have a cold, mucus in and of itself is a lining that Allah has created to protect you. So when you take things and primarily consume foods and processed foods, sugars, the white rice, the spaghetti, the white bread, the soda, the juice, which is full of sugar, all of that stuff breaks down the lining of your arteries, causes inflammation in your colon, which does not allow food to be, the nutrients to be sucked in appropriately. You won't feel it till much later. And I'm saying this because I used to work in the operating room as a surgical technologist. So when you see people come in the OR, and especially with colon surgery, and they have colon cancer, it's because of a lot of the fats that they consume, and they're not consuming any vegetables or any fiber, which kind of massages the inner walls of the colon. Don't want to go too much into that, but just to realize that your body is in a manner. Exercise is not something that's supplemental. You need some kind of movement to raise the blood rate, to increase your heart rate, and then to slow it down, slow it down, what they may call HIIT training, inshallah. So it's very, very important that as you're sitting home, don't just think, as I've seen a lot of people, they're bummed out. They're like, oh man, what do I do? I mean, what are we talking about? What do you do? I can't go to the gym, right? Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it's about movement. That's it. Grass, a bar, doesn't matter where it is. It's about movement. And that's why I love calisthenics body weight training, because there's no excuse. It's about movement, and that movement can be quick, it can be slow, it can be with resistance, it can be without resistance. Now, depending on how you move and the ways that you move, you'll burn more calories or more fat. So that's really, in the end of the day, what it is. If you're at home, I'm going to show you some basic stuff that you can do, some movements that will be what they call compound workouts, inshallah.
Yeah, we had Dr. Ray Bailey on my podcast over the weekend, and he's been teaching nutrition for over 30 years.
Yeah, mashallah,
yeah, to doctors and a whole bunch of people. And basically, he was saying the same thing that you're saying, that it's to keep the immune system up right now, to be able to resist and help resist against COVID-19. You need to have good sleep. You need to be taking in the right foods, the right supplements. but also the exercise component is very important to keeping that immune system boosted. So can you show us some examples of what are some of the exercises yeah, go ahead.
Before that, I want to take some of your knowledge, because Ron's kind of being a little humble, but he's very knowledgeable about this. And I'm telling him he needs to give his history of when he came back from India when he was 15 years old and he was almost dead because because of the toxins that he took in his body. Not because it was the place where he was, but what he was consuming, and how this person, I don't know if you introduced him, when you introduced him, that he was the one after Allah, told you how to live your life when it came to your diet and exercise, if I'm not mistaken, and that changed your life. When you hear the word supplements, that's exactly what they are, supplements. A lot of times when I talk to Muslims in the masjid and people at the gym even, what supplements you take, bro? What supplements you take, fam? I'm like, bro, I don't take any supplements. The best protein is in food. Simple as that. But the problem is that we have to have supplements because people love money. And I'm getting to the crux of that because people will put a lot of salt and preservatives to preserve the food to stay on the shelf to where you're buying, and they don't care less about you. And guess what's ready for you? Pharmaceutical companies, to where they'll make their money. It's a process. It's kind of like a mechanic going in your car and fixing your tire, but throwing dirt in your AC, knowing that you have to come back and get your AC fixed and pay $700. Same principle with food. Do not, get anything that may be processed to the best of your ability. Get something you can literally take from the ground, wash it, and eat it. And sometimes even eat the dirt if the dirt is even rich too. SubhanAllah. That's the reason for supplements, because a lot of the food that we have now, really the soil is hollow of nutrients because people, want to make money. And the way that their agriculture is set up, it's set up to where it can do a large mass amount of food and, produce for a cheap price. But who's paying the price?
You.
Your stomach, your intestines, your kidneys, your skin, your eyes, whether it's over 5 years or 50 years, what you are what you eat. Make no mistake about that.
Excellent reminder. So show us, on top of everything that you just mentioned, what are some of the basic or complex exercises we can do at home? And then maybe at the end, we might have to demonstrate some simpler exercises for those older uncles and aunties who may have some back problems, some joint problems. So if you can even give us a comprehensive overview of how we can approach this.
Okay, definitely the first thing that I want to just hone in on is, burning calories. When people talk about, burning fat, it all goes back to what you want to do. There's two things that one of my mentors, he told me, when I came back from Saudi Arabia. I used to study in Saudi Arabia in Medina. And when I came back, my wife loves to make the best busa, and the rice and the chicken and the potatoes with the rice and the boom. Man, you get that at night after Tarawih, mashallah. It's nice, you're full, but you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it, definitely. So it's about what they call compound movements. Compound movements is basically we're using a number of muscles at one time, right? So if I'm doing a barbell curl or a dumbbell bicep curl, I'm primarily working this muscle, but I'm not working a lot of other muscles. Maybe my upper back to keep me up, especially on the last reps. Maybe my lower back, even depending on how heavy it is. So I may be working some muscles there, but it's not a primary compound movement. It could be a compound movement if you use a bar, because you have to stay stable, especially on the last reps. You're coming up, right? But you want to kind of stay back. That's pretty much a good compound movement somewhat, but it's nothing like a shoulder press to where you're working the three delts, the front, mid, and rear delt of your shoulders, which makes up your shoulders. So doing a press is good as a compound movement with a bar, because it will require more strength as opposed to roughly the dumbbells. So really, you want to keep in mind compound movements. If your time is limited, compound movements that require more than one muscle at a time, which will recruit more fat, because muscles use fat for energy. So if it uses fat for energy, that energy will burn off the fat, further losing weight, losing fat, in other words. Also, fat weighs less than muscle. So I don't get on the scale. It depends on what you want. I look in the mirror. I don't look at, how much I weigh, but depending on what you want, your goals. If you're trying to look a little more toned, you may want to look in the mirror and see how much you weigh. But just remember, fat weighs less than muscle. Fat weighs less than muscle. So if you're doing some workouts that are, long distance, long distance workouts, over a long period of time, you may burn off some muscle along with the fat. So you may see yourself losing weight, but you're not going to be looking toned. Or if you want to look a little bulkier, or ladies, if you want to look a little bulkier in the legs, just be aware of that. So that's the first thing that I really want you to remember is compound movements are the movements that you really want. SubhanAllah, if you look at gymnasts, you see their body structure. Look at people in certain sports and see, okay, I want my body like that. And look at the workouts that they're doing. So with that being the case, when keeping that in mind, the most important compound workouts that I would say, especially for those that, may Allah make it easy upon the students that are in, their dormitories and it's away from their family and they're talking to their family and just sitting there bored and, you're eating, you're going to that vending machine, you know what I'm saying? You don't have that much money. Try your best to get some vegetables in there somewhere, primarily at nighttime to where you're not eating like a honey bun and then sleeping on that. Because in the end of the day, you want some movement to use that fuel. Food is supposed to be fuel. That's all it really is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fuel for you to move further. That's it. And anything that will inhibit that fuel is something that's detrimental to your health. So try to get, if you're going to try to go healthy and start eating healthy, try to get some greens. Some spinach is great. Romaine lettuce, wrap that up in some baked chicken, sweet potatoes, and if you get some chips in there or something like that, what I'm saying? Get it before you do a workout, because that at least is some carbs. Remember, carbs is fuel, it's energy, and then protein is kind of the band-aid or kind of that which helps the muscle heal. Because before you work out, your muscle is like a grape. But after you're done working out, it's more like a raisin, because you've used the nutrients in order to use the movement. And also, there's lactic acid. And from that, you may need to stretch or do things of that nature. But what I want you to remember is compound movements is what you want to focus on. You want to say something, Ron?
What did you say about the chips again, sir?
About the chips? Hey, I'm being realistic, man. I don't want to tell them go vegan, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, and nothing wrong against vegans, but guys and girls in school, they may use time as a excuse to not eat healthy. To me, it's not an excuse, but they may use as an excuse. And you got to have tadarruj and start and go where people are at. Start where people are at. And a lot of times they like to hang out and eat at night. Well, if you do that, try to go light. Don't try to eat a lot of bread. If you do maybe one slice, the best is to stay away from bread if you can. And if you do get some, Ezekiel bread, something that's maybe one slice of that. Avocado is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal fat. It has more potassium than bananas, right? Almost twice the amount. So again, compound workouts is what you want to do. I would say primarily squats, if you can, deadlifts, okay, for the lower body. Squats and deadlifts with their variation, primarily squats though, okay? And also for upper body is shoulder press, and push-ups, okay? These are the ones you want. So squats, deadlifts, shoulder press, and some push-ups. That's really it. And if it really came down to it, squats, push-ups. That's it. You're working primarily almost all of your upper body muscles with push-ups, ladies and gentlemen, with the different variations. And with squats, it's the same way, depending on how you do it. So those are the two primary workouts that I'm going to talk to you about today really quickly. All you'll need is a chair, and I'll show you the other item. It's going to be kind of funny, but I'll show you, inshallah. So do I get started, or what? Imran, you have anything to say?
Yeah,
questions or anything like that?
No, I was just going to say, can you demo some of the exercises for us so we can see exactly how they're done?
Right. All right. So when it comes to squats, what you want is a chair. For those of you that have never done squats before, you may not be able to go all the way down. Can you use the demo? You may not be able to go all the way down. Basically, they call it, backside to grass. They use another word for backside because it rhymes. So you go all. If you can't do that, it's because you're not stretched out enough. So you want to just try to, if you have a chair. Ron, let me know if the vision is good. Are we good? Is it good?
We're good.
All right. So this chair is a little below 90 degrees. What I mean by 90 degrees is that my torso and my thighs are at 90 degrees. So 90 degrees would be as such, right? So if it's this chair, it's a little lower. You can see it's a little lower. So something that's a little lower than 90 degrees is something that is ideal. So what you want to try, if you've never done a squat before, is to come up off of the chair, pushing off of your heels, chest out, face forward, or face looking downward, okay? So it's about coming up, boom, down, up, boom, down, up, boom. Focusing on hip movement. The goal is to move your hips. Some say to get your backside out of the hole as quick as possible if you want to explode. Now remember, we're pushing off of our heels. We're not going down like this. Don't round your back out. The way to alleviate that is chest forward, okay? Another way to help your chest stay forward is elbows up at shoulder level. Elbows up at shoulder level. So if I go down, look forward, down, boom, come up, down. Breathe in on your way down. Breathe in coming up. Breathe in, down. Not on your toes. Don't. Okay? I could put a little too much pressure on your knees if this is your first time. Okay? So remember, you want to sit back and then just push off of your heels. The goal is to push off of your heels with your chest out. And what will help you again is to have your elbows out. Some people like to do this. That's totally fine. But what can happen sometimes is when you get tired, you'll start to come up like this. When you have your elbows out, you can focus on keeping your elbows at shoulder level. Boom. Now remember, when you come up, you want that hip to turn. Okay? You want that hip to turn forward. Okay? So that's the goal when it comes to squats. Now you want to see if you get used to that, maybe have someone help you. If there's no chair in your room, maybe two beds, just try on the edge of your bed. Come up. Boom. Down. Boom. Okay? Now, some may be asking, what does this work? I mean, it works your whole perineal area, basically where your private parts are, your backside, definitely your glutes, okay? Your hamstrings, which are the muscles in the back portion of the biggest part of your leg, your quads, okay? And also your thighs, your calves and your ankles. So the three primary joints that the squat works is your hips, your knees, and your ankles. It's going to work all of them together. Now, some of you, since this is your first time, you may want to warm up before you do it. You may want to just kind of lubricate, use that joint a little when you do something like this, and then come up like that. See, this is working which joint? It's working the ankles, right? So it's kind of heel, roll your heel, on your toe. On your heel, on your toe. On your heel, on your toe. Maybe do 10 of those, then just do some lubrication here. Here you're working your hips and your knees. Notice I'm not doing this. That means my hips are not moving, right? You need to sit back, just like when you sit in a chair. When you sit in a chair, you do this, right? It's pretty much the same thing. The only mistake that I see people doing when I train them on how to do squats and with the chair is, usually when you get up from a chair, you're doing this motion. And that's because naturally our mind does not want stress. But you have to give stress to your muscles to get results, okay? So you want to put all of the resistance on the muscle you're focusing on, the primary muscle. Like I said, it's a compound workout. So you don't want any motion to help you, right? When I'm walking, I use motion. I may lean forward. I may swing. That's going to help me with my motion, right? When you're on the treadmill, you're doing this. What I like to do on the treadmill is stay still. Put all that stress on your legs. Stairmaster. Get your hands off of the rail and stay still. It's going to tighten your core and work your legs, burn more calories at a lesser time. So here, when you go down, stay straight up, okay? And just sit back. The slower, the better, and more stress on your hamstrings. The further you go down, it's working your hamstrings and your glutes. When you come up, it's more quad recruitment, the first portion. Especially if you're going all the way down. When you go past 90 degrees, you're working more glutes and hamstrings. So here, hamstrings, 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 glutes, quads, glutes, quads, glutes, quads, glutes. Okay? That's the first workout, which would be the squat. What I would advise is if this is new for you, try to do 20, okay? for 5 sets. So you do 20 squats, 5 sets. You know, you rest for about, let's say, rest for about 30 seconds. So you do 20 squats as such. Into the chair, as I showed you, 20 squats, elbows up or hands out, like such. So you can do it 1, 2, 3. See my chest? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? What will happen is when you get to that 18th or 19th, when you see yourself coming up, the first part when you'll be tired, it'll be like this. You don't want that. That's lower back. Even though there's no resistance, it'll still be some stress in your lower back if you decide to add weights. So, coming like this, make sure you elbows up. If you lose your form and you can't go anymore, stop. But finish that 20. Try to get 100 squats in, inshallah ta'ala. Don't worry about time. What's most important is your form, okay? Maybe on the 3rd set, you may want to sit and just relax. Get a good stretch in your ankles, your knees, and your hip flexors, okay? So that's the first thing. If those of you that can do a squat, there's ways to intensify, okay? What we can do is, you can either do 10 regular squats, boom, boom, and then pull squats. Boom, 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 like so. If you can do those and that's nothing for you, all right. Maybe do that for your first set. After that, you want to do jump. May not want to do that in your dorm room, but if you can go outside, track and field, the place where there's a track and field, do that outside your front yard. Many variations for squats. The last one is a killer, okay? This one is a killer. I think my son knows what I'm about to show him. I'm about to show him. Oh, not that one. I'm showing that one, but the other one. Oh. There's one. It's the lunge jump. What you do is come down. Start with your knee on the ground. Have your hand up. It's opposite of the knee that is up. Then when you come up, push. Hips. See my hips? Boom. This is the rotation you want. Boom. Like you see people that are about to run. Boom. But here, you want to swing up as hard as you can. Push off of your toes from the ground. So it's push with my right. Push. Come back down. Okay? It's going to burn here. It's going to burn the leg that is up. That is a burner. That is going to work for you. So if you can do variations of those, you know, if you're able to squat regularly on the chair, do so, okay? And then try to eventually come to the squat. So maybe start 20 of these, okay? Get 20 jump squats, 20 pulsation squats, right? And then 20 of these, 10 on each leg. You'll be done. You'll be good, okay? Another workout you can always do, inshallah ta'ala, for the upper body, okay? Oh, also, if you don't have any weights, what you can do is, like I said, it's about resistance. Students, get your backpacks. Put your backpacks on. Bada boom, bada bing. I do my thing, right? Boom. Representing. Okay? All about resistance. Doesn't matter. Get your books, pile them in. All about resistance. Okay? You want to squat, same thing. Hold on to the straps. At your shoulder width, put those elbows up. Get money. Okay? Also with the squats, you want to be shoulder width apart. Depending on your anatomy, you may want your feet slightly out, or they can be facing here, okay? What's most important is that your waist goes in between your legs, okay? Waist in between your, not too far out, because that turns into something else, okay? It's a standard squat, shoulder width out or a little wider, down, hold strap, boom, boom, okay? So those are the basic guidelines for a squat. Brief review, make sure that you have your chest out. You can either have your chest out like such or like so. I prefer like so. You have a backpack, hold the straps, and sit back, okay? Sit back and then just push up off of your heels. Push up off of your heels. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy upon you. Next, that's the lower body. Run. You got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's move on to the next exercise.
Cool. Okay, the next one is the upper body, and that's what we're gonna conclude. So the upper body, I would advise push-ups for everybody. Push-ups. Okay. So with push-ups, again, push-ups is just the motion of pushing off of the ground. Okay, pushing off of the ground. This primarily works your triceps. Okay, your chest, just your upper chest, depending on how you do it. It can work your lower pecs. So this whole area is called the pectoralis major and minor, and these are generally your shoulders, which is composed of 3 different areas. Okay, and then also your triceps. So with the push-up, I see many people do it correctly. Are we good, Mark? Let me know. All right, cool.
We're good.
With the push-up, you're on the ground. You start on the ground. There's some people go like this. It's not a push-up because you're leaving the heaviest part of your body rested. You want to be up like a board. Come straight up, straight down. So it's here, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? Second thing with the push-up, do not have your elbows flared, as they say. It puts too much stress on the shoulders, especially if you're a little heavy here. What you want to do is have your elbows, some say 45-degree angle. You can even have it close to you. So try to have your elbows touching your hips, right? And then push up off of the heels of your hand. It's kind of interesting how Allah has created this. Off of the heels of your hand, push straight up. Boom. Where should it be? Not at this level, shoulder level. So when you're going down, right? Okay, here we go. Down. When you come down, don't come down like such. Hands straight. Down. As I mentioned, the first item was chair. Second item, I was able to get some. You want to get your upper chest touching the toilet paper, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, if you can't, put your knees on the ground, like so. Knees, cross your ankles together, and then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. The other thing is, try to come down slow. Explode. Okay? You're up. Explode. So you can go fast if you want. Kind of burn it out. When you get tired, burn it out. Okay? That's what you want to do. Try to get to the level of toilet paper. If you cannot, at least start with your knees and then just work on correct form. Just bend the elbows. Don't come down like so. And don't do this. You're cheating yourself and you're wasting time. Stay straight. Just bend the elbows. Deal with the pain. If you can't do it, boom, come back. Can't do it, boom, come back. If those of you this is too easy, then just do a pyramid. What you do is go up. So you do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Like such. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Then there's also the pyramids that you can do. When you do pyramid, you just want to have your hands. It comes down to your lower chest. The lower you get, the harder it is, especially when you come up. You're going to be working that horseshoe, working those triceps. So those are 2 good compound comprehensive workouts. If you're limited on time, you can get what I just showed you. You can get that done in about 15 minutes. 20 minutes. Don't time yourself if this is your first time. What you want to do is 20 squats, 20 push-ups. Rest for about 30 seconds or a minute. Start off at a minute. 20 squats, 20 push-ups. Rest. 20 squats, 20 push-ups. Rest. 20 squats, 20 push-ups. Rest. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, try to do the same, but the time in between, go a little lesser. Start off at a minute, then go to 45 seconds, then go to 30 seconds, and just go hard. If there's no sharp pain, keep going. The muscles are going to feel tight. The pain is only going to last for a couple of minutes, but you will see the results, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah bless you all. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Compound workouts. Give yourself some resistance in whatever you do, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all, inshallah.
So you're sweating pretty hard there, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the man cave, alhamdulillah. So sun's coming in. It's pretty hot in the garage anyway, but that's the best way. You know, be in the heat box before you start.
And you got that roll of toilet paper, brother. You trying to sell that, or what's going on?
No way. No, sir. No, I'm not trying to sell that. It's gonna benefit me more with this.
So I'm gonna put up a few different pieces of equipment or accessory tools, and why don't we just do a quick review? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't prep you for this, but why don't you go ahead?
Can I show one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
For those of you that haven't done push-ups before and you want to warm the shoulders up, use a shirt. Okay, you can use a shirt. This is what I wanted to show y'all. Use any shirt you want. Grab the ends of it. You have the two sleeves here in the back. Try to pull it apart. This can serve as a resistance band somewhat. Okay, pull it apart as hard as you can. Then come down. And then in front of you. When you come up, try to pull it apart. Keep your elbows in. Don't be out like such. You can if you want to stretch your shoulders, but you want to be like a shoulder press motion. Now, another workout that I want to show you with the shoulder press, I mentioned to y'all, is joining them together. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful finisher, okay? It is basically a squat with a shoulder press at the end. So it would be like so. 2, 3. Now, your knees can be shoulder width or a little inside, closer. The further in, the further proximal, the closer your knees are, you're going to be working the outer portion of your thighs, okay? So it will just be like such again. Shoulder width. 1, 2. Pull apart when you come up. 3, 4. The goal here is to thrust your hips. Thrust. And that thrust is supposed to help you push the weight when you come up. You see this with CrossFit a lot. When they do the up, it's for your hips, your hips, your hips, your hips primarily. That's the heaviest part of your body, thus burning the most calories. Run.
So real quick, I'm gonna put a few things on screen. You can share your thoughts about them in regarding whether they should be utilized in the house or not, or if people should purchase them. So, foam roller.
What's that? Bands? Oh, that? Oh, yeah. Those are good. I don't know if you're gonna find them.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that? Why wouldn't we?
People, just as people are viewing now how to work out from home, a lot of people, when they realize their gyms are closed, as 3 people have already told me, Walmarts are sold out, Target's sold out, Academy, everybody's gotten dumbbells. I went to the park. Oh yeah, and bands. I went to the park a couple days ago, yesterday actually. I saw guys doing circuit training. Basically, one guy's using dumbbells, the other one's jumping rope, the other one is jumping on the slide and jumping off. So people that are not at the gym, they're still making it happen, especially if they're, gym rats, So those that are not, and they're kind of new to the gym and stuff, they've already bought dumbbells like last week. So it may be hard to find. But anyway, what you've shown there is good for massaging. It's very important for you to massage your muscles after your workout if you can, like after you take your shower. Try to take it with, if you can, maybe a warm shower, a hot shower to keep those muscles tender. And then try to just roll on it. So the way you want to roll on it, you have to roll on it. It may be difficult for some people, but basically you lay on your stomach. So let's say this is the roller, right? You lay on your stomach, start at your hip, right where your stomach ends and your hip begins, okay? And then you want to just kind of move. Well, it's not rolling, but you want to move up. So you're going to be using your shoulders a lot. So you're going to move up, out. And if it's your, if it's your left, you probably want to use the edge of it, and then as such. You're going to have your leg out like such, and then maybe push up, boom, down, boom. On your side. Put it on your side. This one may kill you a little, but it's pressing the muscle, just as you would with some dough to press out. You're squeezing out the toxins from the muscle that were used when you used it, primarily lactic acid. So that's why if you get a massage, it's squeezing out all those toxins, which if they were to stay, you may get some blood clots, as you would have found if I was to, try to flex this muscle here. It comes out here, but it really should be coming out there because there's a knot. And that's because of the toxins and the blood clots that may have formed because I used the blood when using the muscle, which is great, but you want to try to massage it out. And that's why if you get a massage, you may have to go to the bathroom, akramakumullah, because of the toxins. So yeah, that's a great thing. If you don't have that, the roller that you have for dough, oh, my man's got it. Yeah. Mine's in the house. Okay. So what you want to do is you have that, and then you want to just sit down, maybe stand up and use it. But you don't want to be using the muscle while you're rolling it. So you see where he has it, the two orange portions, put your hand on each end of it, exactly like he's doing. Let your leg rest, and then just roll. Like so, boom, boom, boom. But not time, you want to roll to where you're getting in that muscle, right? To where you're feeling some stress, you're feeling some pain. You're squeezing all those toxins out. Squeeze it, boom, everywhere, okay? Have someone do the back of your leg. But remember, the goal here is when you're massaging your leg, you should be at a resting position. A resting position. So maybe have that leg hang free and then let it hang on someone's thigh and they just, boom.
I know we always talk about, health and nutrition. So I think this is something that people in general need to start taking more seriously in terms of what they're putting in their bodies and how they're maintaining their bodies. So I think these are all good investments in terms of buying some accessories and buying some tools that will keep you going for a long time. So I wanted to showcase this one as well. This massage gun. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, we got that. Yeah.
It's very
phenomenal.
It's a very good.
You couldn't tell me I would have brought all this stuff out, man.
I thought of it.
I thought of. So again, the best time to use it is when the muscles are tender. So if you're doing it like right after a hot shower, after you work out, do that, and then just maybe get some oil and have somebody run the muscles. Remember, when you use that, depending on which one you use, you want to press in that muscle and get in there and get around the anatomy of the muscle, but make sure you just press through that muscle. You're pressing through that muscle to get those toxins out. When you're done, you should feel taxed, and maybe you want to go to sleep. If you're a beginner at this, you're going to feel taxed with that.
Yeah. I was going to say that for people who can't squat, there's these really nice bands. These are smaller resistant bands that come in different tensions. Do you have some?
No, I don't actually. Let me show you this.
Yeah, but essentially for people who can't squat, they can put those around their ankles, and they can move sideways, they can move backwards, and it's great for your core muscles to make sure you can prevent certain type of back injuries and whatnot.
Right, exactly. So with that, what you want to do is and again, why are the bands good? What does it create, Imran?
Resistance, tension.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why they're good. So the shirt that I had serves the same purpose, but the bands would be a little better because it's kind of made for that, and depending even on the materials that are used to withstand certain levels of resistance, and where you put it, your anatomy if it's equal to. So if you had the bands here, just like I did, you have them at your knees, you get in a squat position, okay, and you walk to the side, boom, boom. You're staying down. So what you're working right now, you're working glutes because you're sitting at a position kind of like a yoga-like position, and also when you're moving to the side, you're using your a little of your gluteus maximus to muscle. The gluteus maximus, which is your backside, is to abduct it or to move it away from the center. Okay, that's why when you do this, you're working that out a lot. Boom, boom, and your ankles, like he said, This looks like nothing, but it is a killer. Okay. Move to the side when you feel the resistance. Push past it just a little bit. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And I promise you right now, I'm feeling it even a little bit the jump rope. So imagine if you had some resistance is key. The more resistance, the more the muscle needs energy to recruit from the fat. Calories will be burned.
And the last thing I'll say is get some form of resistant tubing that has handles, and then you can loop over something. You can put it over your door. You can tie it to a doorknob. You can put it under your legs. You can do rowing exercises for your back. You could even do some pushing type of exercises. So good investments.
Exactly. And remember, the primary thing with any muscle movement is just a lifting tip. When you lift, you don't want to use your energy, except if you're in your last sets and you want to get 10, you're tired. So for instance, like I said, with biceps, you want to have your elbows past your torso, all right? And then kind of that's kind of isolating the bicep. If you do it in front of you, okay, stay, and just, you notice the elbow is not moving. If you're lifting like this, you're using your shoulders. You're using your shoulders and your elbow. Now you're using your back, your shoulders and your elbow, and you're thinking you're going to do something with your biceps. No, you want to be as still as possible in every single movement. So it's boom, boom. If you're doing shoulder press, now if it's your last set, you can do your hips. Another exercise which is phenomenal. This is my bread and butter for my back and for my biceps is rows. We find people do rows like so, but you want to be to a 90 degree. All right, so close to a 90 degree, and then row. That's what they call it, row. Okay, you can use your shirt again, and you want to have the shirt kind of touching or right above the thighs. Boom. So you put it against the chair or put something heavy. Grab like so, overhand, come underhand. Boom. Come underhand. Boom. Come underhand. Boom. You want it to hit around the waist area. If you want to work the upper delts, the upper muscles here, and the rhomboids, you want to maybe have it somewhere high at your door, and then boom, boom. Now, remember your elbows should go past your torso, all the way. Squeeze, come back slow. Squeeze, come back slow. Squeeze, underhand. The elbow change, same thing. So look around against bringing resistance.
So real quick, if the people want to learn more from you, if the people want to see some of the exercises that you're doing, where can we follow you? Where can we see updates to your regimen and what you're doing?
That's kind of coming in the making right now. I'm doing some JRT, some jump rope tutorials. For those that want to learn how to jump rope, for jump rope, it's so cheap. It's phenomenal. I mean, you can burn 1,000 calories in like 10 minutes. Work so many muscles. And I'm doing some workouts with my kids on my Instagram. So if you go to ABDULAH_OD as in David, URO, you'll find Ramadan ready workouts. Just doing a little something, see how it goes. Not really a social media guy, but now to help the, was when I was trying to start out and just working out and just trying to keep my blood clean. So that's really, if you can come on that, go on that Instagram, check it out. Let me know what it's out. Because I'm seeing it's really important. I really never like to show workouts and stuff like that. It's really just about staying focused and staying on track. But I noticed throughout going to the gym and the massage, a lot of times people really need, I really think it's a part of our religion. It's a part of our religion to keep your body healthy as much as possible. And working out almost means nothing if your diet is not somewhat intact, some kind of discipline. And I just want to say that the motivation for me in working out, everyone has their motivation. I think I said one time, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was talking, maybe your intention is just to impress girls. If that's what it is, so be it. Mine is just to keep my blood clean, really, because everything comes down to your blood. Your blood does not lie. The blood is a river of the body. Everything comes down to that. That's where the hormones travel. When it comes to insulin resistance or insulin, it's your blood. Keep your blood clean, drink water, have your heart pumping. and then slow down and pump and keep your muscles tender, inshallah ta'ala.
Man, we appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you for the demonstration. And I hope you have a blessed, hopefully just a couple of weeks, and then we get back to our normal routine. And just a little reminder to all the attendees that this Saturday we have a very special webinar with Dr. Haifa Yunus of Jannah Institute. She's going to be discussing balancing between hope and fear during the time of COVID-19. And next week on Monday on Tuesday we have Brother Habib Qadri. On Thursday we have Brother Abdullah Ahmed of Provision Capital. And then next Saturday, we have a very special webinar with our very special Sheikh, Sheikh Yasser Birjaz. So please go check out acceducate.org/webinar. That's where you'll find all this information. Thank you guys for attending. Thank you, Shaykh Abdullah, and talk to you guys soon.
Thank you all. May Allah bless you all, inshallah.